Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And we are living in a time of austerity, with high food prices, gas and electricity going through the roof, and filling your car is costing an arm and a leg. And it's going to get worse, with high interest and high inflation to come. In fact, disposable income is going to be very, very tight. And if you're a business owner with a niche business, you've either got to have the best products in the niche, or you've got to widen your niche. And that is what a restaurant down in Taunton in Somerset in the southwest of England has done. It's widened its niche. The Mango Tree is a vegan restaurant that's taken the unusual step of selling meat. Let's have a look at this article. Vegan restaurant hit by cost of living crisis says it will start serving meat dishes because they aren't getting enough customers through the doors. Now, of course, one of the things about the vegan diet, and this is not an opinion, it's not my opinion, this is a scientific fact, you can go and Google it, it's absolutely true. Vegans are depressed. There is a far higher rate of depression amongst vegans than than the non-vegans. And when you're depressed, you tend to sit at home and mope and you tend not to go out. So you're opening up a restaurant for people who don't really want to go out and mix with people because they're a bit down. Not a good marketing ploy to begin with. And I will also point that normal restaurants offer vegan and vegetarian options, and vegan restaurants tend not to offer a meat option, so it kind of makes it a little unfair. So this guy is at least doing his part. Anyway, the Mango Tree in Taunton, Somerset, closed on Saturday for renovations. It will reopen this autumn with a new updated menu, which will include meat. Disappointed customers have hit out saying veganism isn't a business venture. Well, that's quite true, because if you go into veganism as a business venture, you're going to lose money. Restaurant owners say they were left with no choice in order to remain open. Yes, because they want more customers, and they know that more people eat meat than don't. In other words, they could look, we are going to specialise in selling to the 0.5% of the population, or we're going to sell to the 99% of the population. It's basic business here, folks, isn't it? So anyway, a vegan restaurant has decided to put meat on the menu after being hit by the cost of living crisis, angering many customers who are saddened by the change. But to be honest, they were saddened before the change. As I said, they're all depressed. The Mango Tree in Taunton, Somerset, closed its doors on Saturday to undergo renovations, including an updated menu, which will include meat. And they are not the only vegan restaurant to struggle in recent years due to a lack of uptake, mainly by people who eat nothing but, grass, effectively, don't really want to pay high prices for vegetables that they can buy in a supermarket for pennies. But those who love the plant-based values have hit out saying selling meat is worse than closing. No, when that man has got a family to take care of and children to feed, he might consider, my family could starve, or I could please you. Which is it going to be? Dicks. The restaurant, however, insisted they were left with no choice and said the only other option was to close permanently. Ethics extend to the jobs and welfare of our wonderful team, to whom we owe a great deal and another chance. And they've put this note up: in the near future, our restaurant will be undergoing an exciting period of change as we reimagine ourselves to offer the Taunton community new and exciting options to dine in and take away, all in the same location with the same team you know. It hasn't actually put it there, but it's also going to be, you're going to get meat. And that's great. I do like a good steak. Hospitality is increasingly tough, and continuing as a purely vegan restaurant has not been sustainable for a considerable amount of time, as not enough customers supported us. And that's the thing. You can't sit there and cater for vegans. And this is what Hollywood is finding, actually. It's a similar thing. They're saying, oh, we're going to cater for vegans. And the vegans are going, oh, isn't it marvellous? And isn't it ethical? Isn't it great that we've got a vegan restaurant just around the corner? But then they never go to it. And why don't they go to it? Because they're all bloody depressed. And also, it's vegan food, which is the most unexciting load of old rubbish I've ever seen in my life. Bland, miserable, yuck, right? Nothing to bind it with. It's just horrible food. I don't like it. I mean, I've had vegetarian dishes, but that's fine. With some vegetarian dishes, you can be all right. But vegan dishes, very, very unnutritious, I would suggest. But if you want to be vegan, that's up to you. But, don't force it on people. That's the thing. But the problem is you're not even forcing it on yourself because you're not going to these restaurants and that's why they're closing. And then you'll moan, oh, that there's no vegan restaurants nearby. Well, there was, but you didn't go to them. It's your own fault. Anyway, the change will allow us to, this is the restaurant continuing, the changes will allow us to secure the jobs of our wonderful team and allow us to continue offering Taunton delicious plant-based dishes that would otherwise have disappeared. So they're still offering the dishes that are plant-based, but they're also offering a good bit of animal. Num 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 num. But the change did not go down well with the 3 vegan customers in the area who said they're likely to lose their clientele. Alright then, bye. You weren't the clientele in the first place. You weren't eating there. If you were eating there, he wouldn't need to do this. One person said, I see you're including meat-based dishes. I echo the sadness of others who have commented. Perhaps shaking up the menu, which has, as previously mentioned, remained the same for the past few years, would have ensured repeat business from customers who valued the mango tree and its ethos. But I guess if it's not run by ethical vegans, then a remaining veggie or vegan restaurant isn't the priority. Well, I tell you what, if you get a business that is run by ethical vegans and it only does ethical vegan food, I guarantee it will go out of business in like that. The trouble is, and I'm not going to go on and it's all, oh, look at us and I'm plant-based, but there are a couple of things that we should address here at this point. You're getting a lot of these things, oh, look, I'm only feeding the children plant-based food, plant-based food. When you actually look at this, quote, plant-based meat, look at the ingredients in it. It's horrendous. The amount of chemicals they have to put in there, binding agents and preservatives, and then you have to have chemicals that hold the other chemicals together, and chemicals that stop this chemical from poisoning you here and this. The amount of horrible, horrifying awfulness that goes in just so they can say it's plant-based. I wouldn't feed it to a dog. I mean, it is the most disgusting dross. And it's far better, you know, to actually have meat. Far healthier to have the meat than to drink that. And and you get the ones that the latest bunch of vegan eco-fascists that are going on about, oh, stop milk production, they're going to slash all the milk production. Oh, everyone's got to drink white nut juice. Well, let me tell you, it takes about 2 pints of water to make 1 pint of milk. It takes something like 16 pints of water to make 1 pint of that white nut juice. And it's horrible, and it's no good for cooking, and it doesn't bind. And in fact, for some people, it's highly toxic. And not forgetting that almonds themselves are radioactive. So, you know, you put in your mouth, what are you put in your mouth? I'll just stick with milk, thanks. You know, as nature intended. But this man, this poor guy that's running this restaurant. Okay, so he's going to come up now. He wants to be vegan. He wants the ethical thing. I get it, but you know, you can't put this out. You can't keep serving. You can't keep serving vegetarian sausages because you keep doing that. You can't make both ends meet. I'm terribly sorry about that. Anyway, I shall finish there and come up. Well, I wish him well of it. He's making a very wise economical decision because, after all, you cater for the 99%, you're going to make far more money than if you cater for the 0.5%, especially when that 0.5%, as I say, are usually quite miserable and don't go out and don't frequent restaurants like his, which is self-evident. Otherwise, he wouldn't be needing to do this. And let's face it, in an area like Taunton, how many vegans can there possibly be? Not that many, I would have thought. Anyway, we're around there. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, you can't beat the meat, and goodbye.